If you want to never have to buy a sponge again, for your dishes, for yourself, for any purpose around your home, plant some loofahs. Hey, it's Elise. I'm glad you stopped by. I'm in Zone 9B. It's time to go ahead and plant our loofahs. We're already into nice warm weather, and sponges are a warm weather crop. They're in that same family, the cucurbit family, as zucchinis and squash and gourds and pumpkins, things like that. They are edible when they're young. They have loads of medicinal properties if you would like to look into that. They have numerous utilitarian purposes. Honestly, you can use these as a sponge. I do it all the time. You can make crafts with them. You can make gifts with them. You can sell them as a source of income. And they're just fun to grow. So these are some old loofahs I took out of my craft store. They must be 8 or 9 years old. But they still have their integrity. I could still come in and slice these up and use them for sponges. Now, I did cut this one open so you could see the chambers inside. And inside those chambers is where the seeds will be. In fact, there's still a little dark seed in there. Speaking of seeds, move this over. This is what a loofah seeds looks like. It's small, kind of flat, and it's going to be hard. When you harvest your seed, and we'll come back and we'll do all that once the plants get old enough to do it. You only want to save the black seeds. These little white seeds are immature. They are no good. You can throw them away. Or what I do with them sometimes is I put them back into the soil in case they have any nutrition in them. But you want the black seeds. Now, if your seeds have been stored for a little while, you can soak them. You don't have to chill them. You don't have to nick them. You don't have to scarify them or anything. Just soak them for a little bit if you want to, or just go ahead and plant them out. Now, it's not unusual for some seeds like this to sometimes float. Don't let that deter you. Go ahead and plant them. And what I'm going to do, and I have some nice drainage holes in here, and this is some pre-moistened soil. All I'm going to do is just lay these on top. I'm going to put 2 per container. I really like using these recyclable cups. Now, you can take your finger, lightly press them in. You can put 1 per cell, you can put 2 per cell, it's up to you. Now, how deep? I usually go to my first joint, which is about 3/4 of an inch. And yours might be a little different. That's it. Label them, water them good, put them somewhere very warm. They germinate really fast. Anywhere from 7 to 10 days. Now, sometimes depending upon the time of the year, how old your seeds might be, and they do hold their viability for years. It might take a little longer. But, you know, patience is what gardeners learn. And so, here is some I started 2 weeks ago, loofah seeds. So I have all these little plants now. And what it's going to do, let me get one up. To get them out of a container like this, you can just use your hand. You can use a spoon, a spatula, anything you want to, and just go down and get them. This is the first 2 leaves. These are not the true leaves. This little one coming up in the middle, that's the true leaf, and that's going to make a vine. Loofahs are vines. They're going to need support. These 2 leaves will eventually die back. And I have a little cup here. All I'm going to do is just snug that in, and that's it. I'll come back and backfill that just a little bit more. Make sure you put your labels on. Another thing I really like about these cups is that you can write on them. That easy. So that's how easy it is to plant a seedling. That's how easy it is to plant the seeds. What you have to watch is that your seeds are black. You can't plant a white. Well, you can plant it, but it's not going to do anything. And that's it. Very easy. Give them some support. Full sun, or at least 6 hours of sun. You can grow them in containers. You can grow them in the ground. I'm going to plant mine out in the ground. Just like I planted that one in the cup, I'm just going to make a little hole in the ground and go ahead and stick them in, because we've got some rain moving in. And they grow really fast. Keep them hydrated. Don't let them dry out. After I plant them, I'll give them about a week to rest in their new location, and then I'll come back and I'll give them some homemade liquid fertilizers. But that's why I'm not planting any more seeds than I did, because obviously I have plenty. And I did plant extras for some friends. Again, the seeds last years. You might lose a little viability, but not much. If they've been dried, soak them. If they float, don't worry about them. Go ahead and plant them. No necessary pre-treatment unless you choose to do that. Loofers are fantastic crafts. One year I made soap. I took some big loofahs and I cut them in rounds, used some soap glycerin with a little essential oils and coloring, and made the prettiest little soap rounds. They were fantastic. And I used them in my kitchen. I used them in my bathroom. They make wonderful exfoliating sponges. They are great for washing your dishes. When you use them for a little while, throw them away and cut you another piece. Or if you want to keep them, just put them in a light bleach solution of water to clean them up, get rid of any residual germs, and away you go. Really nice. So again, all these wonderful uses for loofahs. Full sun, they'll die at the first frost. Start your seeds off now if you're in a cooler location. Now these are about a week and a half old, not quite 2 weeks. And you can plant them out when they get this size, or I could wait and let them get a little bigger. They make a beautiful yellow flower. The plants can produce both male and female flowers. And then you'll need some pollinators to come in. What I usually do is I plant marigolds and other pollinating, attracting plants at the base. That also helps with any bug issues. One healthy loofah plant can do maybe 6 sponges, but sometimes they can produce even more. Depending upon your environment, how happy they are, most sponges are somewhere around 6 to 8, maybe 10 inches, which is nice size. One year I had sponges get over 2 feet tall, and I'll post a photo for you. I mean, huge sponges. And unfortunately that year we had an early frost. That's all there was to it. Because you let your sponges stay on the vines until they completely dry and turn brown, get cruddy looking. They won't ripen very well after they've been cut off. That's it. If you're going to eat your loofahs, you have to eat them when they are young. Because if you let them get old, they're going to develop this sponge, this core, and that's not edible. That's it. That's the basics on a loofah. Easy to grow. I would say even zone 6, if you're in a warm section of zone 6, to try it. Plant your seeds early. After your last frost date, plant your plants out. Again, put them in containers if you want to. Grow them on your patio, on your porch. Put them in the ground. It's up to you. All right. I've got to go get these in the ground. We're expecting water tomorrow. We haven't had any rain in quite a while, so I want to get them in the ground. I'll talk to you later. Well, I'm out planting my little loofah seedlings. I prepared this spot a couple of days ago. Now, I haven't cleaned up our weeds yet from the winter. In Zone 9B, our weeds don't grow back. They grow all year long. So on the other side of the fence, it's quite weedy. I will come in, clean that up, and I'm going to put cardboard down for weed suppression. And that's going to help a lot. So all I did was dug a little hole, scooted the seedling out of the pot, stand it up straight, snug it in. That's it. Now, if you want to, you can put 2 seedlings per hole. I know folks who do that. I've done it in the past. And all we're using it is just this nice thick wire. But you can use anything you wish. Chicken wire. You can put it on trellises. You can grow them up trees. But they do need to be supported, and they need to grow vertically so that when the sponges mature, they'll hang down and make that pretty sponge for you. So all this is going to just be full of sponges soon. Nice. So easy to grow. I'll give these about a week of rest, then I'll give them some liquid fertilizer, homemade liquid fertilizer, and that will start them off. Growing conditions, again, full sun, they need support. And make sure that you feed them and keep them watered regularly when they start producing the sponges themselves. Nice. Okay, that's it. We'll come back and visit these when they start to grow. Till then, I hope you have a fantastic day.